I would never believe that this would ever happen.
We're going to go to the moon, and we're going to go sustainably.
We are wrong about the moon. The moon is a familiar sight in our night sky, and its regular appearance has led to it becoming a commonplace feature of our world. It's often seen as something constant and unchanging. However, familiarity can sometimes lead to complacency, where we may not actively question or investigate something we've grown accustomed to seeing. The presence of this massive boulder in orbit around Earth is something we have come to accept as normal. Surely this must be the standard, right? Moons are found on many planets, and they have existed for eons. But has it? Elon Musk believes that the moon holds secrets beyond our imagination, and while the goal is to get to Mars, he thinks we will probably reach. What's happening? China made a remarkable discovery on the far side of the moon during their lunar exploration, which was later leaked by Elon Musk, raising questions about what was found and the possibility of extraterrestrial life. Scientists in China have discovered a new lunar material called changeite, making China the third nation after the United States and Russia to make such a find. China successfully launched a spacecraft to the moon, collected lunar rocks and soil, and returned with a payload of 1,731 grams, marking a monumental achievement after 46 years. China distributed lunar samples obtained by Chang 5 to researchers from 13 organizations, marking a significant collaboration effort in studying the moon. Minuscule moon crystals over 1 billion years old with a unique composition were discovered during the Chang'e 5 moon mission, deepening our understanding of the moon's geological history and composition and paving the way for further scientific exploration and utilization of lunar resources. The moon's got helium-3. Also, helium-3 is a rare isotope of helium, an element that is abundant in the universe. While helium-3 is scarce on Earth, it has been found in greater concentrations on the moon's surface. This has led to speculation about its potential as a fuel source for nuclear fusion, a process that could revolutionize clean energy production, and Elon Musk's decision to share this information signifies its potential for transforming our energy landscape. While helium-3 is rare on Earth, the moon's surface has accumulated a relatively higher concentration of this isotope due to the solar wind carrying helium-3 over billions of years. This solar wind has deposited helium-3 on the moon's surface layer. Helium-3 can be extracted from the moon's soil relatively easily. As said, this has led to speculation about its potential as a fuel source for nuclear fusion, a process that could revolutionize clean energy production. Nuclear fusion is the process in which two light atomic nuclei, such as isotopes of hydrogen, combine to form a heavier nucleus. This process releases a tremendous amount of energy, much more than traditional nuclear fission, which is the splitting of heavy atomic nuclei. Helium-3 fusion is an attractive concept because it produces very few harmful byproducts and offers high energy yields. The potential of helium-3 as a fuel source for fusion has led to discussions about its use for clean energy production. However, there are several significant challenges that need to be addressed, and most important being moon mining. Extracting helium-3 from the moon would require advanced mining and extraction techniques. It would also involve significant logistical challenges and costs associated with lunar missions. Various space agencies and organizations have discussed the potential for helium-3 for fusion, and there have been proposals for future moon missions to investigate its extraction. However, the practicality and economics of such ventures are still uncertain. Did someone say water? Another significant breakthrough has been the discovery of water on the moon. Scientists have discovered trace amounts of water on the moon, challenging the previous belief that it was devoid of water and potentially revolutionizing our understanding of lunar resources. The presence of water ice on the moon was confirmed by several missions. The Indian Space Research Organization's Chandri on one mission detected signs of hydration on the lunar surface, potentially H2O or hydroxyl, and additional missions have found ice in shadowed craters near the moon's poles. Water molecules have been detected in Apollo samples, and NASA's SOFIA telescope has found evidence of water on the moon, challenging previous beliefs and suggesting water may be widespread across the moon. Water is a crucial resource for supporting human presence and deep space missions, and its presence on the moon has opened up new possibilities for sustainable exploration. It can be used for drinking, oxygen generation, and growing plants for food. It can also be split into hydrogen and oxygen, which can be used as rocket fuel, potentially enabling refueling and further exploration beyond the moon. Access to local water resources on the moon can significantly reduce the cost and complexity of space missions. Instead of carrying all the necessary water from Earth, astronauts could potentially extract and use lunar water. And guess what? Elon Musk plans to establish human settlements on the moon due to its potential for sustaining human life and the recent detection of water. Not just that, water can be separated into its constituent elements, hydrogen and oxygen, through electrolysis. These elements can be used as highly efficient rocket propellants in a process called chemical propulsion. Such a system could enable spacecraft to refuel on the moon, making it a potential launch point for deeper space missions. Furthermore, launching payloads from Earth to space is expensive and limited by the capacity of current rockets. Being able to source water locally on the moon reduces the need to transport large amounts of water from Earth, significantly decreasing the payload mass and launch costs. Lunar water resources can transform space missions from being reliant on Earth resupply to becoming more self-sustaining. This autonomy is crucial for long-duration missions. Elon Musk, through his company SpaceX, has been a driving force in advancing space technology and exploration. While his primary focus has been on Mars colonization, he has also mentioned the potential for using the moon as a stepping stone for reaching Mars. The presence of water on the moon aligns with Musk's long-term vision of establishing human settlements on other celestial bodies. Water would be a critical resource for supporting life and generating propellant for interplanetary travel. However, just like helium-3, extracting water from the moon's regolith and converting it into usable resources pose engineering challenges. Developing the technology to mine, process, and store lunar water effectively is a key aspect of utilizing this resource. Nonetheless, the discovery of water has spurred interest in future lunar missions that focus on studying these water deposits in detail, mapping their distribution, and developing techniques for extraction. The discovery of lunar water has prompted international collaboration on moon exploration. Different space agencies and private companies are considering how to work together to maximize the potential of this resource. China and lunar missions. China has been making significant strides in space exploration. Their Chang'e series of missions have been exploring the moon and have included successful landings and sample returns. The Chang'e 5 rover debunked the mystery of a hut-like structure found on the moon, revealing it to be an ordinary moon rock that created an illusion of a building. While Elon Musk continues to work towards facilitating NASA's return to the moon by 2025. China plans to establish a moon base by 2028, powered by nuclear energy to enhance exploration and colonization, with the goal of sending astronauts to the moon within a decade. China and the U.S. are investing billions of dollars in lunar missions to explore the moon, access water resources, and advance space travel to Mars, with China focusing on constructing a moon base at the lunar South Pole. China has a roadmap for lunar exploration, with upcoming missions to test key technologies and build a robotic base that will become habitable after 2035. Chang'e 6 will retrieve lunar material from the South Pole Aitken Basin, while Chang'e 7 will study lunar topography, material composition, and the environment, with a focus on identifying water ice in the permanently shadowed areas of the lunar South Pole. China is planning to launch the Chang'e 5 mission by 2028 to test in situ resource utilization and 3D printing technologies, with the goal of sending 3 astronauts to the moon in 2030 for scientific experiments and data collection. Chinese officials are redesigning the Long March 9 rocket to make it reusable. Reusability allows rockets to be flown multiple times, reducing manufacturing and launch costs. This approach could potentially increase the frequency and accessibility of space missions, making ambitious projects such as moon exploration more feasible. SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket, designed by Elon Musk's company SpaceX, is a notable example of a partially reusable rocket system, which has indeed revolutionized the economics of spaceflight. Elon Musk has expressed ambitious goals for humanity's future in space. His company SpaceX is working on developing the Starship spacecraft, which aims to make interplanetary